who have to follow a slightly different code of conduct. Things have really gotten serious. Yes, they gave us plenty of useful information to work with, but I can't believe Cal would so blatantly imply a full-scale war with Rivace. I can't believe you're surprised by this. Our one other interaction with Cal, he was very blunt with everything. You really think any mafia is going to be okay with a rival gang attacking them? No. And he's a blunt person, so what does he care if he tells us he's going to go to war? It's the obvious answer. If things keep heating up like this, then we're going to have a real mess on our hands. We're screwed if they decide to have a firefight in the middle of town. Additionally, we have to consider the possibility that Heiyu may call for reinforcements. There are more than a few dark clouds already gathering on the horizon. Even so, it sounds like we still have a bit of time, judging by what Kao said. There, he did have a fight. Yeah, they did have a firefight in the middle of town. Not just here, but Rivace also had a fight in the middle of Michelin, which put a bunch of tourists at danger. If Heiyu wants to reciprocate, it be like that. There are a lot of suspicious details about this raid Rivace pulled off, so we'll need to find out as much as we can about it before Heiyu mobilizes. I agree. Shall we visit each of the districts and question the citizens? No. I think it would be better to go straight to the source. Let's pay Rivace a visit. You're kidding, right? We may have gone there once before, but still. That was before the incident at the auction. Wouldn't it be too reckless to go there now? It's true. They may have struck a deal with us, but it only relates to Kia's case. However, there's something I'm concerned about. What might that be? Garcia's movements. We've had enough encounters with him to know what kind of person he is. He never seemed the type to be reckless, and I got the feeling he had a strong command over his subordinates. You're absolutely right. He was a well-known Jaeger commander, way too disciplined to pull any crazy stunts. In fact, it's pretty hard to imagine him ordering his men to launch an assault on Heiyu like that. Did Garcia actually order the raid, or did his subordinates act on their own? That's definitely something we need to find out. And the fastest way to do that is to start asking questions about Rivace's case. Do you guys want to head there now? I suppose that's our best option. Should be relatively low risk if we're simply asking around the area. Let's go ourselves. Have ourselves a little stakeout. One thing I hadn't really thought about with Rivace, Don Marconi, and Garcia, very clearly Italian inspired, and Wazy Hemisphere speaks Italian. Interesting. What do I want to do right now? Go to the building. Are there new requests now? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Actually, I want to go see Jonah real quick. Just to see if he says anything new. Now that we've actually gone and spoken to Cal. And then we'll go ahead and just go to Rivace. Yeah, it wasn't good. Jonah, just so we're clear, you aren't going to sell this info on the Orbital Network, are you? So you're just planning to circulate the details out. Okay, this is still the same. Okay. Barely different from before. All right, then let's go ahead and go to the back alley. Not the button I wanted. There's so many treasure chests that I need. We are so not suspicious at all, just staring at them from the end of the alleyway. Just like I thought. There are more guards posted here than usual. They're looking way more pissed than I was expecting to. Impatient, excited, vigilant, anxious. I'm detecting a wide range of emotions from them. There's no mistaking it. They must be on high alert for any retaliation from Heiyu. This isn't going to be easy. For now, ascertaining Garcia's movements should be what? Oh, hi, Garcia. What's up? How have you been? Dang, how'd that monster manage to sneak up on us? Well, he was a Jaeger, so I imagine he can mask his presence. Sounds something Jaeger-y. It's you guys. You've had the audacity to show your faces around here after all the crap you've put us through. I didn't tell you to auction off a child. I won't make any excuses. Our deal with you only concerns Kia and Kia alone. Then we're understood. If you use our deal as an excuse to come waltzing into our territory, I'm going to beat the ever-loving heck out of you. This guy's one dangerous old man. I know why you lot are snooping around here. However, you won't be getting a single word out of me on the matter. If you understand, then get lost. Please just tell me one thing. If hypothetically, you were to attack an armed enemy stronghold, would you attack head-on from the front, leaving everything to brute strength? An honest Jaeger like myself would never stoop to such a poor strategy. I'd wait until there was an opening and make a precise strike. Maximum results, minimum damage. Wouldn't you do the same, son of the war god? Don't you ever call me that again. But yeah, that's how Jaegers operate. That's how sane people operate. Is that so? Thank you. I appreciate the answer. You're a strange kid. But anyway, you'd better not come in here unprepared, you hear me? But you have treasure chests that I need. I promise you'll be torn to shreds. Honest Jaeger is quite the oxymoron. Heh. Something sure seemed off with him. He looked tense, but unusually haggard. I was thinking the same thing. His words were very aggressive, but I felt like they didn't have the same force behind them. I could sense a great deal of fatigue. What do you suppose could have happened to him? He's in such a sorry state, it ain't like the guy at all. Is that Grace? It's so Grace. I bet you guys would love to know why that is, huh? You just love popping up at the most random times, don't you? What can I say? My reporter's intuition guides me to the juiciest of scoops. Anyway, what do you say we do the old give and take? I'll be anxiously awaiting your arrival at the jazz bar. What should we do, Lloyd? For now, let's just hear what she has to say. But we should keep our guard up. We'll need to be careful not to let anything slip around her. Duly noted. Oh, well now, there you are. Alright, let me cut to the chase. Is there anything you're willing to share about the Heiyu raid? I'm sure Cal showered you with all sorts of delightful details over at his office. Quick as ever. But how do you even know we visited Heiyu? Because the new center is like 2 stores down. She would just have to look out the front window. Well, I found out about the incident this morning and was heading over to ask Cal some questions when I saw Dudley barge in. As I was sitting there on the sidelines trying to feel the situation out, who should show up but you guys? Shortly afterward, I see Dudley leave with his typical scowl, and then a bit later, you all come out looking as worried as I've ever seen you. After seeing all that, how do you expect me to not think you learned something huge? I see. I guess that makes sense. Still, Grace, I think you know better than anyone that we can't casually disclose information about an open investigation. Well, of course I know that, silly. That's why I called this little chat a give and take. After all, aren't you dying for some details on Garcia Rossi? Do you mean you're a real pro at dangling the bait right under our noses, aren't you? As a nice little cherry on top, I might have some juicy info about that so-called auction, too. Wait, I hear it. Rivache messed up so bad there, the speaker isn't really interested in speaking with them anymore. I'm sure you're just dying to know how these two things are related, right? Right? Okay, alright. However, everything about Cal is strictly off the record. Got it? I can't stress that enough, Grace. I see. So the situation is more dire than I thought. More dire than a building getting shot to heck in town in the middle of the night. Fortunately, it is. At the very least, both groups seem to be trying not to involve the public for now. Well, no matter which way you cut it, this raid really just came out of nowhere. It might have happened in the dead of night, but I still can't believe they'd target somewhere right next to the news building. Not to mention, it was right down the street from the IBC. Pretty ballsy move, even for Rivache. Yeah, that's true. Maribel, not happy. Very not happy. If things had gotten even worse, it could have made people lose trust in Crossbell as Samuria's trade capital, shaking the whole continent's economy. Right, that's what I'm saying. If that's true, it could mean that info I got was legit after all. What information would that be? Are you willing to share it now? Okay, guess it's my turn now. You see, this whole fiasco originated from inside the Mafia. Lately, I've been hearing rumors that Garcia Rossi's control over his goons has been, well, lacking. Is that even possible? I'm having a hard time buying it myself. Wait a moment, you asked me earlier if I thought we would get another guest member. What if we get Garcia Rossi? And then he can murder my enemies for me. beautiful. I can't imagine any of those rank and file mobsters defying that walking mountain.
まあそうなんだけどね。
Well, you can choose to believe it or not.
ただ旧市街の一件について
I'm just saying it
鉱山町の
might be
利権を狙おうと
possible
したの
that the
は
incident
ガルシ
in
ア
the
氏の指
downtown
示じゃないらし
district
い
and the grab for Mines' mining rights weren't on Garcia's orders. Interesting.
手柄を立てようとした下っ端が
From the look of it, it was some goons on the lower rungs looking to make a name for
そうした
themselves.
若手ならではの暴走が目立ってきて
If
るらし
that's
いの
what
よ
those rookies were after, that would explain why they were so willing to step out of line to get it.
ちょっと待ってください。
Wait just a second. Are you saying that the raid last night was carried out by low-level members of the mafia?
まあさすがにことが大きすぎるし、それはないと
Well,
は
given
思
the
うんだ
scale of
け
the
どね
attack, it's hard to think that,
た
but
だそういう事情を踏まえる
if
と
it's true, it
ガルシア氏の
definitely
さっ
helped
きの
explain
態度
why
は
Garcia
なんとな
was
く理
acting the
解
way
でき
he
るんじゃ
was
ない
earlier.
確かに取り巻きもいなかったしな
Maybe. Come to think of it, he didn't have his usual entourage
ル
with
バー
him.
チェ内を統制するのに
So, does that mean he's lost his grip over Ravache? There's an internal split?
でも例の会長さんの方は一体何をしているん
But
で
what
す
is
か
the Don doing during all of this?
聞いた話によると
According to what I've been able to gather, Marconi is desperately trying to make up for his giant blunder at the
機
auction.
嫌を損ねたハルトマン議長への
Naturally,
ご機
his
嫌取りは
buttering
もちろ
up
ん
Speaker
だけど
Hartman, who was less than pleased at
新たに
Michelin.
自治州内の有力者を取り込もう
He's
と
even
してい
trying
る
to
らしい
lure more influential figures of Crossbell into his fold.
新たな有力者どのあたりなんで
Influential
しょうか
figures? Who
端
exactly?
的に言うと
Diet members from the
共和国
Republican
それ
faction.
に警備隊司令あたりとも何度か会合をしているって
I've heard he's met with the CGF commander too.
なるほど
Not surprising.
兵
Very
員の
not
政治的
surprising.
な影響を抑えるのが
Really?
目的でしょうか
Is he trying to suppress Heiyu's political influence in
警
Crossbell?
備隊の指令を取り込んだのは
And I wonder if meeting with the CGF commander has anything to do with Ravache's weapon smuggling.
まあそんなところだろうな
Yeah, I wouldn't be
あ
surprised.
と
Gotta remember that
あの
moron of a commander is
ある
also
とは
one of
日曜
Speaker
の
Hartman's
個人の着の話
cronies.
だそっちに働きかけることで
I bet Ravache's trying to win back the Speaker's favor through him.
ええ私もそう睨んで
My thoughts exactly.
いやーやっぱ君たちと話して
Whenever
る
I
と
have these
考えが
nice
ま
little
とまるね
chats with you guys, things just seem to fall into place.
情報
This turned out to
交
be
換した甲斐があった
quite
わ
a fruitful little info swap.
正直こちらも助かりました
To be honest, it's been helpful for us as well.
こうして整理して
But
み
now
る
that we've sifted through all of the details, I feel like there's something we're missing.
違和感
Something we're missing?
どういうこと
And what would that be?
一つ一つの行動については
Looking over what we know, there seem to be no logical reasons behind each of their
どれも場当
actions.
たり的だし
But the actions themselves are
全く
Almost
連携が
random.
取れていない気がします
as though they're not all coming from the same
俺が
organization.
ルバーチェに感じていたのは
I always got the feeling that Ravache's operations had a certain level of professionalism to them, the kind you'd expect from organized crime.
それがほとんど感じられ
But
な
I
いん
don't
です
sense that at all this time
なる
around.
ほど
I see what you mean. Now that you mention it, I'm inclined to agree.
クロスベルというミラのなる木から甘い
Ravache's
汁を吸うため
structure
の
has
システム
typically existed as an efficient system designed to take advantage of the large amount of Mira flowing through
それを
Crossbell.
確立した組織に
For
して
them to
は
suddenly deviate so greatly from that system is highly irregular.
そのあたりを
So, in
狂わせ
other
るような
words, there's some
俺たちの
element to
知
this
らない
case that threw
要素
Ravache's entire system out of whack.
そういうことかよ
Is that what you're saying?
あああくまで勘だけどね
Right, it's just a gut feeling
ヘ
though.
イを襲った襲撃者の戦闘
Cal's description made it sound like these raiders who attacked Heiyu possessed unnatural amounts of strength too, steroids.
ガルシアの奇妙な態度にしても
It's possible that could have something to do with Garcia's strange attitude.
さすがはロイド君鋭い読み
I
を
should
し
have
てくれるじゃ
expected
ない
this from you, Lloyd. You're one smart cookie. You know that?
ねえ警察をクビになったら
If this police thing doesn't work out for you, how about joining me at the Crossbell
そん
Times?
で私と一緒にフューリッ
We
ツ
can
賞を狙い
aim
ま
for
しょう
the Pulitzer Prize together.
いや
I'll have to
遠慮しときま
pass.
っていうか
And
縁
I'd
でもないことを言わ
appreciate
ないでくだ
if
さい
you
よ
didn't make me worry about my employment any more than I already do.
ところでそのフューリ
Remind me
ッツァ賞
again.
ってのは何なんだ
What's the Pulitzer Prize thing she's talking about?
確かその年で最も優
It's
秀
a
なジャーナリス
prestigious
トに贈られる
international award given to the most outstanding journalist of the year.
すみませんちょっと
Excuse
失
me
礼
for
します
one second.
はい 特務支援課
This is
Lloyd
Lloyd
Vannings
Vannings of the Special Support Section.
すまない私だマインツのビクセンだ
I managed to get through. It's me, Vixen, over from Mines.
町長さんでした
Oh, the mayor. How can I help
ど
you?
うかされましたか
Is there some kind of problem with Gantz?
それが
Well, you see, I'm in Crossbell City at the moment. The casino where Gantz goes. He started acting strangely, so I decided to call you.
様子がおかしい
Strangely?
一体
What exactly do you mean?
さっきからガンツが
He's been engaged in a poker match with another customer for quite some time. Things are getting very heated. It may only be a matter of time before violence breaks out. Could you come over quickly and help sort this out?
了解しました
Understood, sir.
カジノハウスですね近くにいるの
Barca
です
Casino,
ぐに行きま
right?
す
We're close by, so we'll be there shortly.
よろしく頼むよ
Okay, I'm counting on you.
マインツの町長さん
That was the mayor of
カ
Mines?
ジノがどうとか言ってたみてえだが
Sounded like he said the casino.
が例
Yeah,
のガンさん
apparently
が
Gantz
客同士の勝負で
might be getting
暴
into
力的な
some
ことに
trouble there. Seriously?
相手の逆恨みでも買ったんでしょうか
Have his victories gained him some ill will from his
あの
opponents?
態度でバカ好きならいかにもあり
Between Gantz's ego and his crazy luck, I could definitely see that happening.
それは
Brandy
そういう
would pick out the
様子見に
casino
行か
part
な
of
いとね
that conversation. Yes, yes, he would. Anytime you hear casino, anytime you hear something about a woman, that's when he starts paying attention. Well, we'd better hurry on over and assess the situation. Oh, you're coming with
そ
us.
れじゃカジノにレッツゴ
All right, off to Barca we go.
ーあれれどうしたの
What, did I say something wrong?
いえその
Well, Grace, it's just that,
行っても無駄だろうから
there's no point in telling her not to come. Let's just go to the casino.